Except for the noble gases, atoms are unstable. That's because they don't have a full valence electron shell, and so they tend to bond with one another in such a way as to get a full shell to become electronically like a noble gas. They can do so in various ways. Two atoms might share electrons with one another, and that forms a covalent bond that happens between nonmetals. Or else, atoms might lose electrons or gain electrons to become ions. In the case of metals, the atoms simply lose electrons. All of them lose electrons because metals most easily become like a noble gas in their electron configuration by losing the few valence electrons that they have. So metals form positively charged ions, and if they're bonding with other metals or themselves, then we get a lot of positively charged ions surrounded by a sea of delocalized electrons. These electrons used to belong to the ions before they were ions, while they were still atoms. But now they've become communally owned, so to say, and they can easily move. If a metal is in the vicinity of a non-metal, they can bond by a redox reaction. The metal donates electrons to the non-metal. In so doing, the metal becomes a positively charged cation and the non-metal a negatively charged anion. The positive and negative ions attract one another electrostatically, and that forms an ionic bond. Covalent, ionic, and metallic bonds are called intramolecular bonds, also called chemical bonds, and they are very strong. Covalent bonds are particularly strong. Breaking or forming intramolecular or chemical bonds requires or releases a lot of energy, and we call it a chemical process because the substance type that you have before and after the reaction will be different. Atoms can bond together covalently to make small molecules or giant molecules. Ions can only bond with one another to form giant molecules. There may be ionic giant molecules or metallic giant molecules. Small molecules are held together by intermolecular bonds, which are relatively weak.
And before we go, have you already liked? Have you subscribed? Have you left me a comment? And please go and visit my website. You'll find a lot of resources there, and they're categorized in a way that will make it very easy for you to find what you need. Until we meet again, learn science!